episode of PincheAls Garage. We're working on the Mark II again, and this time we're going to seal it up. Thanks to VintageRubber.com, we got pretty much a lot of good stuff we're going to be doing to sealing up the Mark II with fresh rubber. So let's get to work, because this is PincheAls Garage. So what you see here in front of you is all the primary seals that we need to make this car pretty much waterproof. So we're going to go down the line here and what you see. First off, right here on the far right is the hatch seal, left and right door seals, sunroof seal, outer window scraper, inner window scraper, and the infamous super hard to come by drip rail foam rubber. These guys pretty much manufacture the outer foam seal that you have to glue in. They provide you with a special rubber cement to glue this rubber seal into the old seal that's on there, because you can't get the metal portion, you can only get the rubber portion. So we got a full DIY on how to install all of this. That way your car is nice and watertight, and that way it will last a lot longer and be rust free for much longer, for another 20-30 years. You know, why not keep this car in the family? So let's get to work. So we're going to be working on the hatch first, because it's the easiest one to do. In all honesty, I think this is hands down the easiest seal to do out of all of them. So what you want to do to get your old seal out, let's move this over here so you guys can see what I'm seeing, is take your time and pull things out. So here, this seal pretty much just pulls out. Pull it out slowly, nothing crazy. Now they don't use any glue or RTV to mount these. These are actually all compression-based seals, so they use a special, like a thick rubber to hold it in place. So what we want to do is go take this and go match it up to the old one. That way we make sure that we got a good product that matches up with Vintage Rubber's seal. I mean, this seal is still pretty good. I'm not going to say it's like amazing condition, but it's in good condition that you can probably store it and use it for future projects or for anybody else that might need one. Now, the nice thing about Vintage Rubber already off the bat is that their seal, instead of using just plain rubber on rubber, it actually uses a metal clip on the inside. That way it holds the rubber way better in place. So I'm already pretty happy with this product. Now, it is different from the OEM one, due to that the OEM one is like kind of a round cushion style. This is more like a rectangle or oval shape. I mean, this might change over time due to using compression. I also noticed on the seal it has like a little strip on here on the top. I believe this will probably help for better water, maybe water flow during when it's raining. But we're going to do an install. They provide a little bit extra length. So what's cool about that, you can trim to fit and make it fit beautifully. So let's get to work. Now there's a number of ways you can start the install. Meaning, just a little closer. Meaning where you want to start your actual seal. Now for me, since it's not a solid seal, it's actually one that you start to finish. Personally, I would start probably from the hatch latch and work your way around back to the hatch latch. kind of center it with the latch itself, and then work your way. It's very straightforward. I mean, you just push it in and go. Now, one thing a lot of people will notice, try not to pull your seal because it changes its length. Sometimes it will not shape or conform correctly to the body lines. So you kind of want to push in towards it, but not like hard, just enough so the so when you push into the actual car, it just goes in and it holds on nicely. I'm loving this already. I mean, this seal is legitimately going on, I think, better than OEM, honestly. It's clicking. It's like not clicking, but what's the word? Like I could feel it go in nicely. Like, it's legit. Now, they sell a lot of other seals for other Volkswagens, not just Mark IIs. But I came across them on accident, searching online, and a couple guys reassured my search on Facebook, so I gave them a call and spoke to them, and they definitely had the product in stock, and I had it next day. So it's pretty exciting that they're on. They're also in Riverside, California, by the way. Now, what I'm doing is I'm walking the seal across to make sure there's no funky little gaps or wrinkles or anything like that. We'll get a close-up right now once I get it all in. But yeah, this is, oh man, I'm impressed, like legitimately impressed on the ease of this product. Now there's leftovers, which is great because I'm not running short on material, and I'm not like stretching the actual seal to make it fit in certain areas. This is actually going to be naturally fitting, and all we're going to do is cut it, and then we're set. Now, what you want to do, like I said, is walk all the way around every single little spot and make sure we're flat and we're sitting beautifully. And that's it. Get some scissors, cut that off, and we'll give it a test close and see how it works. Get you guys a close view of the seal. I mean, this sits, look at this. I don't know about you guys, but that sits really, really nice all the way to the edge. You know, look at that. Hey, Paul. So, the dreaded door seal. Now, why do I say dreaded? Because they just suck. There's a lot more rubber than the hatch. And door seals, depending on how new or how old they are, will prevent your door from actually closing. So you have to wear them in so the door can close nicely. So what I do is I lay them in the sun while I'm working on removing. So that way it makes the install a little bit easier. And then when you start closing the door and everything, it actually helps the install a lot more, or go on a lot easier for you. Hold on, let me get you guys over here. So we're going to get a closer view here of your door seal. Give me a second here. So the door seal goes all around the door. Pretty straightforward. Now it's really up to you on where you want the door seal to start and end. Again, like the hatch, I tend to put them right in the same area where the the door striker or the lock goes. That way you know where to start and end, and makes everything easy. Door seals though have a much sharper edges, so that like this corner and that corner are very, very sharp. So be careful during your install when you do these. And you'll notice this is already starting to rot. You can see it's already pitting pretty bad on some spots. Now this door seal is still good to someone who actually just needs a seal that's not rotten. So one thing again, salvage your door seals and just save them and put them aside for somebody else who's in need. You know, I am not one for throwing away these parts because you'll never know when you're in need of something like this, or you have a friend that's in need. So leave them on the side. So now that's removed. You saw how easy it was to remove, and it's just the same process in reverse. So let's get to work. Alright, so the vintage rubber door seal, same as the hatch. Freaking love it. And the reason why I say that is because, let's do a quick comparison here, guys. OEM, aftermarket. OEM, only rubber insert, aftermarket, metal insert. What's the benefit? Well, metal insert holds more tension, will prevent water from coming in your car, even better than OEM. Now, the thing that matters a lot to me is how long would this rubber last in comparison to OEM. The Germans knew how to make some rubber, man, and a lot of their stuff lasts a very, very long time. So, for the amount of money I spent on this, let's hope for the best, and let's get going. Now, there's one way to do this. You'll see here, there's a chunky side and a kind of a thinner side. You want the chunky side facing out. So if I go this way, the hard rubber seal will be on the inside, which is not what we want. We kind of want the hard rubber seal on the inside of the car. So that means we have to install this in reverse, kinda. So there's the door striker, and then kind of like, again, like roll it into the door. Nothing pretty crazy, just take your time. And then once you're on the other side, once you start working it in, start working your way up and putting the effort into pushing a lot of pressure into it, okay guys? Because your goal is to make sure the seal itself is in every crevice pushed in, because a lot of water goes into this area over time, so you want to make sure these seals are doing their job. Now, just like the previous seal, they gave you some slack. And to me, slack is always good. Now, let's get a close look first before I cut anything on the fitment. I mean, that looks legit. That already made my car look legit. So, one thing you want to pay attention to on a door seal is how close does this door seal touch the actual body line inside the actual thing, because that's what also helps prevent it from leaking. So, and you'll see here, it does a pretty dang good job. It's pretty. It's a pretty door seal. I'm very, very happy with it. So now we got to cut. Now, when you cut, there's a method to the madness when you're cutting. Don't cut exact, cut multiple times. Don't be afraid. So, you'll see here the door seal. So I want to cut probably right above it. it back in. And you'll notice we're still pretty short, so we're going to cut a little bit closer. Not too much closer, just enough to get you there. You know. And then you probably want to push this seal a little up. There we go. And then kind of push it back down. And voila. Door sealed. Legit. Now, that's 2 seals in under an hour. Not too bad. Now this door hasn't been lined up yet 100%, so it's not going to close 100% because I haven't gotten the striker and everything lined up. But if we give it a little slam, door closes. So now there's a little bit more adjusting required on this door because it closes here correctly, but now it's protruding from down here, and we got to find out why. But besides that, I'm very, very happy with the seal. Next door, let's get to work. So the next seal on our list is the sunroof. Now there's 8 screws to take off the sunroof if your headliner is already removed. So you'll see here 2, 4, 6, and 8 in total. See that? All the way across. Those 8 screws, just unscrew them, put them aside, and pop off your sunroof. Now the catch is, you want to be able to take it off without causing any damage to your freshly painted car. So we'll leave that alone over there, and we'll work on this seal. So now that we got the sunroof cover off, now we got to remove the actual seal here. Now there's something in the way of removing the seal, and that's right here. This bar right here. So we need to remove that bar with the Phillips screwdriver. And they're super tiny little Phillips screws, so be careful, guys. They're not very large screws. Now there are all my screws off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a couple washers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. Right on the ground. Okay, so this has a sealant in it. So try to keep it all together. Get some special type of seal. It smells like, it legitimately smells like crayons. Wow. It smells like a concentrated form of crayon. And then pull the seal up and out. I'm going to put this on the ground, out of the way. Geez, that is very interesting smell. I wish you guys could smell this, because this smells like straight crayons. Okay, cool. These plastic pieces just pull straight up on them and they pop right off. Out with the old. Put these aside as well and go grab the new one. I'll be right back. I'm going to put this back on my shelf here. I'll grab my new seal. Grab some scissors while you're at it, and then work your way back. Bring it back to you. Grab the seal. Alright, so again, same process as before. Try to use the, I guess, last placement where you had it, where it started off. Kind of inch it in. This is a harder seal to do because it's very, very tight. And you guys can even hear that. You hear that? That's how much force I got to put in to get this seal to go on, actually, which is very impressive because you don't have to use any special sealants, more likely, because this is probably going to be very, very water resistant, or water, a nice tight seal, pretty much. And don't be ashamed if you need to take a break in between the presses, because this is on here very, very tight. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to take a while. So, stay tuned and I'll be right back. Hopefully I finish this. Alright. So, what I did to make this actually an easy procedure, I can show you guys. So, this sunroof seal has a metal insert like all my other seals, which is freaking dope. Get a chunky flathead screwdriver and pry it in there and just do a little prying, like a little bend inside. That kind of opens up the gap for you so you can push that sucker in where you need it to make the actual seal, so the seal goes on nice and tight. Good and tight, man. Yeah, man. Good and tight. So, and if it doesn't want to open up, just grab it in there. Just give it a little pry. It'll straighten itself out once you get it in the actual seam. But before I get there, I'm going to cut it now. So I'm finally at the end. This legitimately took me about a half an hour to do. Should be enough. Get your flathead again and pry the end open. your way around. Now what you want to do is look for uneven surfaces and kind of like give them a good bend. Like not bend, but pry or press. Because you want to be able to put this back in. And if everything looks good, put that ooey gooey bar back on. Now I have another sunroof that I need to use because I'm repairing the rail. I got a good sunroof with a good rail on it, so I'm going to be swapping out just a small piece of the sunroof, not just a rail. So we got another cool DIY coming later for you guys, and that's just how to repair a rail. Now you got to make sure you can make this sit flush again how it was when you got it. Now usually if they don't go on nicely, right, so now we're going to show you what we accomplished here. So there's a seal all the way up and down. We reverse, put on all the old pieces back on, and we have a brand new weather seal. So now the car is legitimately sealed from pretty much the sides, the hatch, and the roof. What's left is your trunk, not your trunk, I'm sorry, your hood and your rain gutters. The rain gutters are going to be a little bit longer process. We're going to make another DIY for that. But currently we've done 4 seals already, and one of them being the hardest, which is this guy. One of the hardest ones, which is the sunroof seal. So reverse install your sunroof, and then make sure everything works. So I'll be right back. I'm going to install this back onto the car, and then we're going to make sure it actually goes in and seals properly. So we got sunroof, door seals, hatch seal done. Next we're going to be doing rain gutters. So we're going to show you how to restore these, and then use new rubber that goes inside here. So this whole gutter gets sealed up right here. From here, pretty much you need the rubber from here all the way to down here. So we're going to repair that and then make it look pretty much as best we can OEM. We're going to fix the hatch alignment so this lines up a little bit nicer, so we don't have this fat gap on top. Same with the hood. The hood requires just a little bit of an adjustment towards the back, and then our doors as well. We're also going to show you how to restore pretty much the mirror cups, because obviously this is already super faded black. We're going to restore these as well, get these nice and cleaned up so the exterior looks brand new. That's the goal, is for this car to look like we just bought it. We just bought it, and we wanted to make it look mint. And there's not much left for us to finish. We have to do some modifications on some new door handles that we just got for it. They weren't up to par, so I can make them fit though, and make them fit beautifully so they don't damage the car. Once that's all done, we're going to finish up. The wire harness is on its way back from SMP. We're going to finish up the harness, start putting the interior back together little by little. We're actually going to do a full cleanup again, because you see how covered in dust it is. Once that's all done, then we'll get back into restoring the rest of the car to its former glory, so this car can get on the road as soon as possible. Thanks again, everybody, for watching this episode of PincheAls Garage. We'll see you guys next time, and as always, we're going to break, fix, and repeat. Peace out.